Hi, Shalom everyone. I'm going to continue fantastic series, friends, of the Daf Yomi on page number 39. Already fantastic people out there over here. Lamatet, naturally, 39 is a famous number inside the Gemara, all over the Torah itself, respectively, because we know 39 obviously symbolizes the 39 melachot of Shabbat, 39 lashes in of itself. But we're also on page number 39 of Masechet Zevachim. We've been speaking all about korbanot. Now, today we're talking about different kinds of altars inside the page of the Gemara, friends. We're coming on, we put this on many different stations every single day, this video, so we get like a couple of thousand of views every single day respectively. So today we are speaking about the topic of sin offerings brought on different altars. So what's going on over here, friends, in today's page, on a very action-packed page, which we actually have to point out over here. Now, we know that on previous stuff, on the page 36 in Amud Bet, it said the first Mishnah, I'd say in this specific parak itself, taught us a basic difference between the sin offerings that were brought on the outer altar and those that were brought on the inner altar, the golden altar. It was also known as the Mizbeach HaZahav, also naturally. Regarding those that were brought on the outer altar, like say for example the sin offerings over there of the president, of the Nasi, a king, or an ordinary person. Obviously we learn this in Sefer Vayikra, I think actually in Parshat Vayikra itself, respectively, towards the end of that Parsha in chapter number 4, verse 22 to 35. Even if the actual requirement was to sprinkle the blood, let's say, of the sacrifices 2 or 4 times, if one sprinkling was done, that would be enough over here, that would suffice. On the other hand, let's just say, over here, you could say those sin offerings that are brought on the inner altar, like the sin offering, for example, of the high priest, the Kohen Gadol, which is spoken about in previous stuff, or the sin offering brought by the great Sanhedrin on behalf of the entire congregation, as also we learn about in Parshat Vayikra, all of the sprinklings needed to be done properly, or else the sacrifices would be invalid. So there it would be imperative that everything would be done professionally and properly over there. So we continue over here. Now, it's actually interesting, on today's page of the Gemara, let's say there's a search for a source requirement that sin offerings brought on the inner altar must have all the blood sprinklings done correctly. And it will point to the passage once again in Sefer Vayikra in chapter number 4, verse 20, where the Torah concludes the commandments regarding the sacrificial service of the sin offering of the great Sanhedrin with the statement that in all ways this sacrifice should be brought in the same fashion as a previously taught sin offering over here, friends. That's all the high priest, the Kohen Gadol. Now this over here is going to appear, let's just say, to be superfluous statement, since all of the requisite laws of the second sacrifice over here are restated as they were in the passage that was taught about the first sacrifice, the first korban, naturally. Now therefore the great rabbis, the sages over here, weigh in, and they understood the verse to mean that all of the laws that were taught need to be carried out precisely in order for the sin offerings to be accepted. Now, we could say on a practical level over here, just looking in a leisurely way, the Mishnah points out one of the ramifications of this law. In the case of a sin offering brought on the outer altar, since the sprinkling of the blood is sufficient after a single sprinkling, if the owner had an inappropriate thought after that point, it does not affect the validity of that sacrifice, of that korban. Regarding the sin offerings, so once again, that are brought on the inner altar as opposed to the outer altar, however, inappropriate thoughts would affect the validity of the sacrifice until such time as the entire sacrificial service was completed. So you can see thoughts have a ramification which part of the altar you actually might be in over here, as a latter statement actually states over. And I'm in a very quiet central shopping area here in Ramat Bet Shemesh. All the friends here on a very brisk Tuesday morning. You can feel properly now that we're not in proper summer season at the moment, because it's not as I say, cooking or boiling hot at the moment. But yeah, very interesting. So just getting out, nothing like walking in Israel, in our country over here, friends, and just enjoying the weather at the moment, the atmosphere. It's nothing like walking in Israel. I just got to run a couple of errands over here this morning. So wishing you all a fantastic day, friends. Please watch over all the previous videos that we're recording, and wishing you blessings from Israel. And let's go inside here now. Like I'm meant to do. Wishing you all a fantastic day, guys. Okay, take care and be well. Thanks for watching.